Welcome back, students. In the previous lesson, we learned about the physical features of India and we came across the mountains of India. In this lesson, we will come across plains and deserts. What do you mean by plain? A plain is a flat region or a leveled land. And when I talk about desert, the first thing that comes into our mind is that it is a dry region. Now, the plains of northern India, it lies to the south of Himalayas and it is bounded by Himalayas in the north and the Deccan Plateau in the south. The Great Indian Desert is a large dry region and it is in the northwestern part of a country. Northern Plains. The Northern Plains covers a major portion of the northern India. As I told you, it is a leveled and a flat region. And it starts from Punjab in the west and goes till Assam in the east. Most of the rivers, it starts in the Himalayas and flows across the northern plains. And these rivers have water throughout the year. They carry broken pieces of rock, silt and sand. The rivers normally deposit the fine silt along the river banks. This silt is also called alluvium. Students, what do you mean by silt? A silt is a type of fine soil or other materials that is carried by running water and which gets deposited. Okay. And here this silt is called alluvium. And any soil that has alluvium is called alluvial soil. Such soil is highly suitable for growing crops. As we all know, northern plains are extremely fertile and provides the best cultivable land of India. Now let's come across the different basins of India. Basin. What do you mean by basin? It is the area of land drained by rivers and its branches. Now let's come across Satluj Basin. Students, the main source of river Satluj is Tibet and it is close to Kailas Mansarovar Lake. It flows and enters Punjab through Himachal Pradesh and then from Punjab it goes into Pakistan and merges with river Indus. It finally ends in the Arabian Sea. Haryana and Punjab are located on Satluj Basin. The Bhakra Dam has been erected on the river in order to provide irrigation and electricity facilities to the areas located nearby. Ganga Basin. River Ganga emerges from the Gangotri glaciers. Where is it located? It is located in the upper Himalayas. There it is referred as Bhagirathi. River Yamuna is the main tributary of the Ganga and also an important river of the northern India. What do you mean by tributary? I know that you all are aware about a tributary. It is known as a river which flows into a larger river and lake. Then it joins the Ganga in Allahabad. In the earlier phase of its downward flow, Ganga enters Haridwar. There it joins by the Ghagra, Gomti, Gantak and Kosi. It then flows into Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and West Bengal. And students, you see from West Bengal, it gets divided into Hooghly and Padma. Now see, Padma joins Brahmaputra after flowing through Bangladesh. Hooghly flows through Calcutta and empties out in the Bay of Bengal. In the south, Ganga is joined by Chambal, Betwa and Son. River Ganga is considered to be the holy and sacred by the Hindus. Brahmaputra Basin. River Brahmaputra originates in Tibet, which is known by the name Sangpo. The river enters India through Arunachal Pradesh and then it enters Assam and flows across the state before entering Bangladesh. When it gets close to the sea, it starts to break up into smaller branches, which is known as distributaries. The same thing happens with Ganga as well. These branches together create a delta, which is a marshy area and is triangular in shape. Ganga and Brahmaputra from the Sundarban. Delta, which is the biggest of its kind in the world. Let's come across the coastal plains of India. The coastal plains. When I talk about coastal plains, we know we have eastern coastal plains and the western coastal plains. The coastal plains of India, it stretches from Gujarat in the west up to the West Bengal in the east. These plains stretch along the coast for about 6,000 kilometers. There are two coastal plains. Come on, repeat it along with me. They are eastern and the western coastal plains. What is eastern coastal plain? The eastern coastal plain is a wide stretch of land between the Bay of Bengal and the Eastern Ghats. It starts from West Bengal and goes till Tamil Nadu in the south. On an average, it is 120 kilometers wide. And students, in the south, this plain is known as Coromandel Coast. And in the north, it is referred as Northern Circars. Vishakhapatnam is an important seaport of this region and is located to the northern Circars. Chennai is the third biggest port of India. I want you to mark this. Chennai is the third biggest port of India, and it is situated in the Coromandel coast. The deltas in this area are formed by the rivers such as Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. Western coastal plains. Western coastal plains are situated between Arabian Sea and Western Ghats. Their average width is approximately 65 kilometers and it continues from Gujarat in the north and ends in Kerala in the south. These plains are spread over the states of Maharashtra, Karnataka and Goa. Gujarat coast is located in the north. Malabar coast is located in the south. You know, students, the Malabar coast is also known as backwaters, for its backwaters, okay? And the Konkan coast is located in the middle. Konkan coast is located between Goa and Gujarat, and Malabar coast is situated between Kanyakumari and Goa. There are many important seaports located in this region. Mumbai, which is the largest port in the country, it is situated in the Konkan coast. The other important ports of this area are Kandla, Marmgaon, Panji, Konchi and Mangalore. Deserts of India. The Great Indian Desert, which is also known as the Thar Desert, it extends from the Rann of Kutch in Gujarat to the borders of the states of Haryana. To the southeast of the desert region lies the Aravalli Hills. The Thar Desert lies to the western side of the northern plains and covers a large part of Rajasthan. Students, you know, since it lies in the western part of the country, sometimes it is also called as Western Desert. It is a dry and hot desert with huge sand dunes. A sand dune is a hill of sand made by wind. As hot and dry wind often blows in the desert, they carry sand along with them, which results in huge sandstorms. They carry sand along with them, which results in huge sandstorms. Thus, the sand dunes get shifted from one place to another, and as a result of these sandstorms. As we all know, because of the lack of water in these areas, very few big trees grow in this desert. The underground water remains far beneath the desert soil. Thus, the plants which can reach down to that level of underground water or can store water in them manage to survive in the harsh condition of the desert. The cactus, caker and babool are some of the common desert plants. Well, that's all about the plains and desert of India. Let's recall, students, what did we learn in this lesson? The rivers that originate in the Himalayas flows through the northern plains. The northern plains has three major river basins. They are Ganga, Brahmaputra and Satluj basin. The Bakra Dam has been built across river Satluj to provide irrigation and other facilities to the nearby areas. The important tributary of Ganga is Yamuna. River Brahmaputra originates in Tibet, flows across the state of Assam and India before it enters Bangladesh. The eastern coastal plain is a wide stretch of land that is located between Bay of Bengal and Eastern Ghats. The western coastal plains is situated between Arabian Sea and the Western Ghats. The Great Indian Desert, which is also known as Yes, correct. The Thar Desert. It stretches from the Run of Kutch in Gujarat to the borders of Haryana. That's also